Alright, we're on. So, I left it with, if you remember the last video, we made a listicle to test basically the angle. And what we see is, let me first check how many days this was live. 12 days. Alright. We have given it 12 days. And what we see is an overall, it's still very bad. But like there is a difference in consistency and cost per acquisition. So, yeah. The third ad, like, we made 3 versions of the same ad with each new hypothesis, and what we see is consistently the CPA gets worse, which means our hypotheses are completely wrong. Not completely, but like largely wrong. Otherwise, I would have seen major improvement. But like this still looks decent actually. 42 euro CPA. If we increase the price a bit, maybe it can be profitable. But yeah. I haven't tested images, by the way, since the start of this product. I was so much focused on copy and the ad itself. We have completely ignored the images here. So that's what I'm gonna do this time. And the reason for that is because of this number. First check the ad delivery on $50, which means the image and the overall content of our ad is not engaging enough, because we don't really get a lot of likes or comments. So, and the reason for that is very simple. Like if we just basically look at this, the images are basically ChatGPT generated, so I can't really expect much from this. It looks really polished, really fake. It doesn't have a native feeling, Yeah. So that's the first test. The listicles stays the same. But let me first check the data. 12 days, right? Alright. That is starting to look decent actually. There is still a major drop off, but yeah, compared to how it earlier was. Damn it. How long am I testing this product actually? Yeah, that is looking way better, but still not the breakthrough we want. What we can do is yeah, at this price point, I mean, like, this is still I'm missing something, and it's likely so obvious. It's the frequency of these ads. Yeah, it's not a frequency issue. I think it's an avatar issue. We need to get more specific, more niche down, because right now we're basically the only 2 things we're doing is basically he gets dizzy. I might switch angles, but I think for now we haven't really cracked this angle. Normally I would give it at least 5 tests, 5 different hypotheses before I move on, but in this case I want to give it maybe until like 10 tests, 10 independent tests. And the reason for that is like the desire is just so strong. We see that in the add to cart ratio. It's just poor execution. I still have belief this will work. So basically, our letter right now, like the most promising hooks, is about he's falling. That's, I believe, the wrong entry point for this market. My husband fell last week. He fell last week and broke his hip. Okay, this is really interesting. Okay. Then I look at the maximum data. Broke his hip. Last week he had to go now on himself. He'd been getting dizzy. I thought it was just his blood pressure. Why did this one get the most spins? I'm looking at getting dizzy. No one told me before. Oh, last week. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna give him absorb reply. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna give you 3 ads I've tested, and I want you to explain in each one what the problem mechanism being presented is. Like, what is our explanation about why they have this problem? I haven't really tested that, did I? Just clicks the chain. Alright. 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 Okay. So we kept working on delivering the mechanism. Is it the same mechanism we're explaining constantly in each ads, just in a different way? Or are we actually changing the explanation of, like, the real science of it? Yeah. Medication flushes out electrolytes. Why you feel dizzy when standing? Hmm. I drink so much water I can't stand it. How much have we emphasized the falling? Like the which had the best CPA. The third one was the worst. The first ads, where we just ignored the mechanism, actually converted the best. It got the least spent, true, but like the difference between these two ads, like I'm talking about the entry, is like this is more story driven. That's why it gets most spent, I assume. This is just directly in the action, directly in like what she's thinking about. I think we haven't really focused on the mind state of someone, of the wife, who actually like imagine their mind state when their husband actually falls. Imagine the fear. Imagine their heart racing. Um, yeah, that's exactly what we did. So why does this fail? Because the data is out there. I mean, like this doesn't lie. Many people are buying, and I believe also some people are buying even two. Well, we can't see that with line. Hmm. If it's not price, it's belief. I think the explanation of I believe the core issue with all of these ads is that we keep using the same mechanisms. I believe the very fact that the medication is doing this to them is very hard to process and believe. So that will be my hypothesis in the next ads. Because like the medication is flushing out electrolytes, that's how it lowers blood pressure. But then you also get dizzy when you stand up. Like it doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to me, but like for a 60 plus woman whose husbands and maybe herself is taking medication for like maybe decades and they don't get dizzy, like it doesn't make sense. It is not the best possible mechanism for this product. How else can we explain that older people lose electrolytes and get dizzy, and why does it happen to some people and not to others? That's also a big one. So the first test would be the same copy, same three copies in one ad. Just change the images, make it more native, make it look more organic, try to grab more attention. That's the first test. The second test would be to do the same story, but like change the problem mechanism and solution mechanism explanation. If we change it, do we need to change the listicle as well? Yeah, I'm gonna leave the listicle the same because listicle goes after multiple reasons, which can even like increase. Yeah, I love the listicle. I'm not gonna touch the listicle. Like if this test works, we can likely double this conversion rate, and then I'm gonna go to the private formula route. The medication makes life the gap. The medication for analytic cut dizziness. Why doesn't everyone on blood pressure medication? Exactly. Why the gym stand fine for years and on the same medication? The reader's hospital might be on the same medication and not dizzy at all. So the mechanism breaks down under basic treatment. Yeah. Age related depletion. Okay, you can be depleted for years. Then one day the bucket gets low enough. The third test would be to change the entry point of the story. Don't start with a conversation that your husband Phil, but conversation that the blood pressure is low, or like that the husband fell down and broke his hip. Nice say. The third test will be that the husband didn't really fall down, but he gets dizzy all the time. And we're focusing more on the wife's fear that he might fall. And he doesn't even want to think about what will happen if he falls. And the opening must hit at a problem mechanism that makes sense. A line like, "Why does no doctor tell elderly this?" Something like that, to create more curiosity and to really filter them in with the right intent. Okay, gone. Okay. How about the headline? Why her husband keeps falling. Hmm. Same. Interesting. Very interesting. To call. Gets dizzy. Why her husband keeps falling. Why does this one gets the most spent? Why do our ads appeal to? Because this means that he's already fell before. If our ads appeal to that kind of people, to people who actually already had a fall before, that's a complete different conversation. Okay, I must note that. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Which one should I start with? I'm gonna start with the second one because this is like too easy. It's like 10 minutes work. Yeah. So, what is the mechanism? Can you explain it to me in plain language without the technical stuff? So we focus less on that the medication is the root cause. The root cause is just aging, and the medication makes it likely worse. But the main reason is age and your reserves. Okay. Definitely. They already believe it's age. Okay. Okay. Rewrite the exact same ad with this problem mechanism, and then we can go on. Actually, we need to create an open loop here. First, we called out them by identification. We described an experience they already lived with. It's already in their mind. This is the part where we need to create the open loop because they have already seen content that speaks to this. How can this be so different? My doctor said that's normal for elderly. That's normal for elderly. The reason this creates curiosity is by the two reasons. First of all, I don't think most doctors actually say this, and this grabs attention. The second reason is, after this line, I'm going to add another line that actually hints at I discovered something. So my doctor said that's normal for elderly. It might be too boring. Elderly. Stood up. Okay. My doctor said that's normal for elderly. This pisses them off. My husband used to get dizzy every time he stood up. Last month, he fell and broke his hip. My doctor said that's normal for elderly. Forget Son said something. Very different. It's a long hook, but every line is critical here. My husband used to get dizzy every time he stood up. Last month he fell and broke his hip. The reason we are using both of these is because the data reveals that our top ads have like two patterns that get the most spent. Yeah. My husband fell last week. Turns out dizziness he gets every time he stands up has a name. And the doctor has been treating the wrong problem. This goes against their belief completely, by the way. Which is why it doesn't really convert well. Fell last week and broke his hip. What doctor was dizzy? Okay, the same thing. We're using the same ingredients, by the way. The fact that he gets dizzy, and the fact that she's afraid he might fall, but just like different execution. But what do you mean? It's very different. these three minerals: sodium, potassium, magnesium. Most people have heard of them. Building and preserve these minerals, a lifetime of storing them up, and for most of your life, those reserves make your body could answer all the ways to its job, including always a specific job. Every time you stand up, blood drops into your legs. Your body has about 1 second to push it back up to your brain. It does this automatically in these three minerals. When you're younger, okay. Right now, it feels like the doctor was waiting for them to just educate them about this. To make it more believable and relatable, let's first do it in a conversational format. Like she asks questions and like they start talking, and then she seems very nice, and then I don't know, they compliment each other, and then she actually asks what is actually the main root cause this keeps happening, because like this is not the first time. I'm scared he might fall over and over again and break something eventually, and then she has reason to explain in depth. But it needs to be like conversational. I don't want like a very large explanation at once. Both for the engagement and for like the ad rank, that's bad. So make it more engaging. You do that, I do this. It's a little bit different. Hmm. So I was younger than I expected. She came in, looked at Jim, then looked at me. You look like you haven't slept in a week, she said. I told her. I've been terrified to leave one over months. Okay, this actually speaks to the persona. That's positive. She pulled up a chair, actually sat down, which I wasn't expecting. Tell me what's going on. So I told her the dizziness every time he stands, 2 years of it getting worse, how I stopped leaving the house because I was scared of exactly what just happened. She listened, didn't interrupt, didn't look at the clipboard once. When I finished, she asked, what has this doctor told you? Standing up too fast, drink more water, we get compression stockings. She nodded slowly, and how much has it helped? A little. Some mornings are slightly better, but he still grabs something every single time. How long has he been getting dizzy? About 2 years, maybe a little longer. Warmer. And before that, he was fine. Completely fine. He never had this. She was quiet for a second. Can I ask you something? And I want you to really think about the answer. Of course. What's changed 2 years ago? Anything at all? New medication, different diet, anything? I thought about it. He said a blood pressure medication at that time, but he's been on it ever since, and his doctor says his levels are fine. She nodded like it meant something to her. Okay, and this is going to sound like a strange question, but does the dizziness happen anytime he stands up, or only sometimes? Every single time, not fail. Even after sitting for just 3 minutes. Yes, even that. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I want to run some blood work first, but I want to ask you one more thing. Okay. Are you scared this is just going to keep happening? Okay, this is phenomenal. I love this format because it feels like the reader, the person who's reading, is asking these questions. That's why it actually is way better than just explaining the mechanism. Are you scared this is just going to happen? That even if you fight today, it will happen again. My throat tried. That's the thing that keeps me up at night. I said it's not just his fault. It's like that. I feel like I'm waiting for the one that actually breaks something. She looked at me the next minute and was tired, like she had just said no. She said no. She came back to me with a printout. She sat down, the same chair. Okay, I want to explain something to you, and I want to explain it properly because I think it deserves actually to happen at the gym, not just a pamphlets. Please, I said. Every time Jim stands up, his body has about 1 second to push blood from his legs back up to his brain. When that works, you never notice it. You just stand up normal. When it doesn't work fast enough, blood stays in the leg, brain wins. That's the dizziness, that's the moment right there. Okay, now what makes the 1 second job possible is three minerals: sodium, potassium, magnesium. They are what allow his blood vessels to squeeze tight and push the blood upward. Without them, the vessels go soft. Blood just pools in his legs, brain doesn't get what it needs, so he's low on those minerals. Very low, all three. But how? We eat well, he drinks water all day. She paused, like she was choosing how to say the next part. This is the part nobody explains. And honestly, it's the part that frustrates me most about how we handle this. As we get older, bodies get worse at holding onto these minerals, the kidneys get less efficient. They start letting them slip through instead of holding onto them. We absorb less from food than used to. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love it. This is real good stuff. Last forever. Exactly, they drain slowly, quietly, for years nothing changed because there's still enough. Then one day there isn't. The reserves hit a point where his body. Managing the symptoms. Yeah. The stockings, the slow standing. So the whole time we've been managing the symptoms. The stockings, the slow standing, the water, yes, catching rain while the roof keeps leaking. What about the salt? I read that sodium helps. It does help slightly, but table salt is only sodium. You need all three working together. Replacing one is like replacing one leg on a three-legged stool. More stable, still tips over. Okay. To refill the minerals, blah blah blah. A free brand name before she left. I went straight to the pharmacy, bought the first one on her list. It's every day for 2 weeks, nothing changed. Still busy every morning. I bought a different brand. One market is for seniors. 2 more weeks, blah blah blah. I was losing hope. Because we already built that much trust, it's not logical for her to just give a list of brands. She just needs to like write the one brand name, and then like that's the best one directly, and then she orders it, and then the results, and in the end we mention the brand name and like do a short recommendation CTA. This is what she said. Information, don't waste your time. Give the full thing. What the doctor told me. I actually have different images that actually match exactly with the. Okay, I love it. I have multiple images that actually match with this product I'm testing. Yeah. Okay. How long is this? This one, short one down, blah blah blah. Worked out that night when I real those alternate meals, no sugar, no fillers. Day 3, day 5, week 2, I don't even need to look at that. That's great. I forgot he said something, blah 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 blah. Okay. That is ready. With a stronger mechanism. How many characters? Oh, perfect. Let me put that here. This time. So basically the headline does the correct job. The opening lines do the correct job of like hooking the right people in. After that, I want like directly into action. That his son comes to visit after the fall. Everyone is sad. Like really make the picture vivid after what happens. Especially the wife's fear of that it might happen again, and this time she can't do anything. So she gets desperate, and after that, she has like reasons to talk with her son, and they sit and they talk, and then the cardiologist explains the mechanism like the earlier ad, but like the story structure is very different with this one. Also, do you think cardiologist's son is the best possible one? Are there like other doctor versions, or like maybe something else completely, another authority figure that will make way more sense? Hmm. Yeah, but we need to consider how many people actually know what a geriatrician is. I heard that word for the first time. How many people are actually recognize the word, the doctor name? Compare pharmacist son. Hmm. Sure. Okay. Used to get dizzy every time he stood up. Not with the fear, but like actual symptom, because all of these open up with the accident. Yeah. Not even one of them opens with the core experience. This is what they're observing every single day. So our hypothesis would be that this will get way more spent. Okay. Last month he fell and broke his hip. My doctor said that's normal for elderly. My cardiologist's son. Stupid fuck. Let me take a monster. Alright, alright. My husband used to get dizzy every time. He said, no, bro. So my doctor said that's normal for elderly. My pharmacist's son said something very different. I still heard the sound when I closed my eyes. That felt the silence. Okay, that's okay. That felt the silence. I immediately see there's too much filler there. Yeah, way better. I still heard the sound when I closed my eyes. The thud, the silence. Then Jim calling my name in a voice I'd never heard from him before. I found Jim on the kitchen floor. He couldn't move. Broken hip. Surgery the next morning. 5 days in the hospital. The doctor sat with me after. This is very common at this age, he said. The bones get weaker. The balance gets worse. These things happen. I nodded, thanked him, walked to the waiting room, and sat alone for a long time. These things happen. Like there was nothing to understand, nothing to fix, just something to accept. Our son David drove in from Boston the next day. He'd been a pharmacist for 19 years. Damn. He sat with Jim, made him laugh twice, but that knew was possible. Later that night, we sat in the hospital cafeteria and told him everything. The dizziness, the years of it, how Jim grabbed furniture every time he stood up, how I stopped leaving the house because I was terrified of exactly this. David listened without saying anything. Then I said out loud for the first time, what if next time I'm not here? What if next time it's this hat? It's his hats. Mom, I need to ask you something. When did this start? About 3 years ago? I need to send every single night. What does Dr. Fred saying to that getting older? We got compression stockings. Will would have advised as a saltless food, and I make sure he drinks water all day. His doctor always says stay hydrated. How much water? A lot, all day. I thought that was right. He sat down his coffee. My mind explained something. Every time Dad stands up, his body has 1 second to push blood from his leg back up to his brain. When it works, you never notice it. When it doesn't, blood stays in his leg. Okay. Basically the same mechanism. Blood tests don't catch it. The salt. Okay. don't make like, obviously, if the son is explaining all this stuff, he's explaining it so the mother is convinced, so they can actually so the mother actually takes care of her husband and starts taking the supplement. But the actual supplement, the workday supplement, must the son just brings it the next day, because he also uses it. You know, that's that. And then in the I just want the brand name mentioned once in the end. Those are my adjustments. Okay. Very common. Bones get weak. Balance happen. These things happen. Like there was nothing to understand, nothing to be, just something to accept. Same shit. After that, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Said well to the next gym. I take this myself as everyone. Just try it. That was no explanation, no pitch. More. Walker, he hated what he used. So taking everyone can get his three stuff from getting to just stood up. 5. Okay. Okay. That's that. That's that. That's that. The image will do. This one. This one I'm actually gonna leave. Okay, now this one. This is the new angle we're gonna take. Obviously, we're destroying the existing belief first. We call out the very fact that husband gets dizzy and falls constantly, and they think it's blood pressure. So we are saying it's not blood pressure. That goes against a major belief in the marketplace, because everyone is told it's just low blood pressure. And if we say something like this, uh, it gets attention. So after this, we need to just prove we're not full of shit. How do we do that? Well, there are a few different directions we can take this. We can directly enter the informational stuff, like directly after this hook, go directly into the mechanism. That is something I wouldn't really relate to. So we need a first backstory, how we discovered this. Uh, maybe after the fourth fall of my husband in this month, she started looking for real answers, and then the pharmacist story can come into place. Yeah, that's actually how I want to do it. And the reason we do this is because, like I said, the headline, like consistently, there is this headline that keeps getting spent. Why your husband keeps falling. This tells me, even though our ad isn't like written for them, something like there's a reason Facebook spends on this. So let's double down on it. Gets dizzy every time it stands up. It's not his blood pressure, it's this. 4 times this month. 4 times I found Harold on the floor. The bedroom, the hallway, the kitchen, the bathroom at 3 a.m. Slightly when he stands, he said. That's what causing dizziness. It's very common, but make sure he's slowly. Keep him hydrated. I didn't say anything. I just nodded. He drove Harold home and held him inside and blah. After he fell asleep, I thought about what happens when the fourth fall is the one that kills him. Boom! The fourth fall came 6 days later. This time he hit the edge of the bathtub. This is really fucked up, actually. My nephew Marcus was visiting that weekend. He's a pharmacist, has been for 15 years. Blah blah blah. The same story like the earlier one. It's telling you it was buying groups, and that's the whole problem. Okay, the same mechanism. Electrolytes, workday, the actually right formula. Okay, that's really quick. That was really quick. Like 90% is this. The rest, like the problem mechanism, solution mechanism, benefits, transformations, CTA can't say the same. But like if you miss this, like nothing really matters. Okay, we have made 3 ads in a very short time. Now what I want to do is basically that's a great hook. Also great. Okay. right? The difference in doctor is like largely understood by people. Like there are like in people's minds, there are good doctors and bad doctors. Like more helpful doctors and less helpful doctors. That's why I like this. The doctors. Okay. Okay. That's this. Same for this one. Right? So the old age. No. It's been given very last month he found broke, so it's called something fixable. Great. Last month my husband broke his hip. His doctor said these things happen at 72. Our pharmacist's son said they don't have to. This also creates massive curiosity. The last month I broke him. I've been watching it coming for 3 years. His doctor never told me why our son did. Our pharmacist's son did. Yeah. That's better. Still last month he found broke his hip. His doctor said it was just age. So that was only half the answer. It's too long actually, but I'm still gonna use it. No, I don't even have that place. Alright. Now that's that. And now images, the most important part. Now what I want from you is AI image generation prompts. All shot, all has to be like, I want 10 ideas you have the highest confidence in that will actually stop the scroll. They all have to be like real life. It has to look like the photo needs to look like it's made with an iPhone. It needs to create massive curiosity about like what happened. So my top ideas would be like a scene in a hospital where the wife holds his husband's hand and the husband is like sleeping. The scene is like very sad and looks like really real. Other ideas would be the ambulance. Other ideas would be like husband on the ground, and it looks like it has to look like something must look wrong in the images. That's the core thing. Yeah, and they all have to be like different, completely different images. After that, I'm gonna start generating them with Higgs field. Okay. Let me actually do it like this. I'm gonna copy paste all of them, and then after all of them is done, I'm gonna like, show what it generated, and then we're gonna pick all of them together. We have like 10 slots. Then yeah, I'm gonna pause it here, and then I'm right back. Alright. I guess they're all ready. So let's pick a few. Alright, this. Nope. Look, this looks funny, but like, it looks like something else. Yeah. Okay. These ones actually look great. Okay. Let's do one of these. It grabs attention. No. Looks fake. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. These ones look fire. Okay. This one is great. How much do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 more. Ambulance, ambulance, ambulance. This model is very bad with like text. That looks really realistic. Okay, this is interesting. This one is also interesting. This one. Phenomenal. This one as well. This one as well. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Yeah. Yeah, this one is also interesting. I'm gonna delete one of these. This one is better. I'm gonna delete. This one is way better. I'm gonna delete the other one. That's this one, right? Yeah. But it also looks great. Delete this one. And I also want one of these. This one. Okay. That's it, I guess. Now we go to Ads Manager. We have to launch one. Oh, this is gonna suck. Check out where is the listicle. I send them. Okay. Leave it the same. False secrets. Add images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm waiting on all of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's way better. Now I need to come here, copy all of them, go to line breaks, and line breaks, copy to clipboard, come to here. I need one more monster. And today at 800 milligrams. One more could give that dopamine hits. like focus. Alright. That is ready. Quick duplicate. You can use the same image, no worries. It's the same angle anyway. Now this one. Just copy paste, right? Wish there was like more efficient way of doing this. I actually think there is, but like I don't trust them. Because like if one thing goes wrong, and the whole test gets fucked, and yeah. Spend like an hour making these. I don't want some AI tool software actually fucking up the formatting and like how it looks. So I'm just gonna do it manually. After this, by the way, if this doesn't work as well, I think it's time to start thinking about a different avatar. But like we've been focusing on this avatar like all time. How many ads? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ads. Plus a listicle. Okay. 6. Quick duplicate. The headlines can stay the same. Yeah. If that's the first headline. I'm bored. Wish I could open some music. Like YouTube is not gonna like that. And just silence the whole video. YouTube copyrights. Okay. The only question left is after we launch this, should I like turn off the old ads and just launch these ones? Because if we do that, yeah. Okay. Let's have a look how that looks. I love this one. I don't like the situation, don't get me wrong. It's pretty fucked up, but like it's really relatable if this keeps happening to you. Okay. This, and this can go live. Other than that, oh yeah, like that. Manage AI. That's live. Should I turn this one off? like depending on last 7 day, because like it keeps getting better. Like the cost per purchase, especially this one, looks interesting. Also, I want to increase our prices because like $35 is very on the low end. And at least start with $49. So let's change that. Okay. And this thing, why did I even add that? Or maybe it added itself. Like there's this new function here, like you can make a quick team if you describe what you want. Just remove that. Doesn't even matter. This is in Dutch. Is the whole store in Dutch? No. No, it's in English. Anyways. Oh, that was like 1 hour. Our average video takes 1 hour. I'm gonna leave it at this. I might even like turn off the old ads. Especially this one. This one is just wasting our budget. This one can go off. Yeah, these two can continue spending. CPMs are massive, like I said. Cost per click is acceptable. Like our cost, CTR is very impressive, 6-7%. Yeah, but like that's it. It doesn't give us anything actionable. Buying intent is great. It's great. 16 active cards for 130 clicks. It's phenomenal. So I hope that mechanism change will actually do something. So they've done this. This one. Gonna do later. Yeah. I hope you found this valuable. I hope you learned some insights from this. Like the most important parts to take away is just basically this image has one goal: stop the scroll, like get attention, and this line has also like one job: stop the right person and make them read. That's basically it. All of these frameworks, formulas, like curiosity-based hooks they're using is just like making the right people read this, and that's easier said than done. But I hope like it makes sense, you know. Yeah. So see you later.